What is going on, Tento's family? It's your boy Tony, and you're watching Tento's TV. Yo, today's reaction is about the homelessness crisis, and it is not normal to live in the US now. And what I mean by that is everybody believes it's normal to sell all their personal belongings and let go of everything just to live in an RV because of how priced housing is, how priced groceries are. The economy is taking a big shit, and everybody's feeling this effect now with the tariffs that's going on. It's a double-edged sword. Yeah, they might feel it, but we're also feeling it, guys. And yo, like and subscribe if you guys like the information. Now this one's about LA, and if you guys know, LA is a zombie land right now. And LA, it's normal to be homeless, and that's crazy because they're paying people to be homeless in LA, if that makes any sense. But that's how crazy it's becoming. People can't afford housing even if they have roommates, and also, let's go get a tent, let's go live on the street. But yo, without further ado, let's get right into it.
The streets of Los Angeles, once symbols of glamour and opportunity, have now become a grim testament to the growing homelessness crisis gripping the city. The American dream, once a symbol of endless possibility, is slipping further out of reach for thousands of residents. In 2025, homelessness in Los
And yo,
Angeles
let me
surged by
pause
an
it right
alarming.
there, right? And that's crazy. The American dream is definitely dying out. There is no American dream anymore. People are not optimistic about the future. They don't even know what next week looks like. Everybody's about a check away from being homeless. Even myself, I'm one major crisis event away from really having to figure it out. And that's not to say that I don't have savings. My wife, she's actually really good at figuring out where the money goes. I'm really good at bringing in the money, and I do pay my bills and stuff like that. But like with rent or like with the more important bills, she's good at like figuring out where all that goes. So yo, but even that's getting hard. The American dream is no longer, and everybody doesn't want to work till they die. There is no retirement now. There is no retirement. Yo, let's get to it.
35%, bringing the total to 195,000 individuals, a staggering 59% increase since 2013. This
It's a
crisis is no
lot.
longer an invisible issue confined to certain areas. It has become a defining characteristic of the city itself. Walking through the streets of
And yo,
Los
let me pause
Angeles.
it right there, right? So this is controversial, but I agree with that 100% because yeah, it was noticeable. You had some homeless individuals in their tents and stuff, and or the ones that were under the bridge. And yeah, it was noticeable. Don't get me wrong, but life seemed a lot better because you had a lot less homelessness. But now, every corner you look, left, right, back in front, under the bridge, behind the buildings, anywhere you look, you're gonna find people now. It's getting to the point where it's everywhere. Even the good parts of town have homeless. It's everywhere, and it's not stopping. It's only growing. It's only growing. Yo, let's get to it.
One cannot escape the sight of makeshift tent cities stretching for blocks. The sidewalks, once bustling with tourists and street performers, are now lined with people struggling to survive. Skid Row, long known for its high concentration of unhoused individuals, is no longer the sole epicenter of this crisis. The homelessness epidemic has expanded far beyond, reaching into every corner of the city. This has transformed public spaces into
Yeah.
open-air shelters, with individuals and families forced to sleep on the streets, in cars, and under overpasses. With an astonishing 59.9% of the homeless population lacking access to basic shelter, a 27% increase from just 5 years ago, the crisis is worsening at an exponential rate. Among those affected are not just the unemployed or those battling addiction. Many of the homeless in Los Angeles were once successful professionals, former entrepreneurs, university graduates, and even individuals with master's and doctoral degrees. The root causes
And
are
yeah, let me
numerous.
pause it right there. He's not wrong. So when I went into rehab, right, you have all walks of life. We had doctors in there. We had electrical engineers. We had sh- underwater welders. We had some smart people in there. We had people that therapists in there. A lot of the staff that helps everybody else were substance abusers. So that's not wrong. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. That is crazy work. All walks of life. Yo, let's get to it.
Skyrocketing housing costs, stagnating wages, mental health struggles, and the breakdown of social safety nets. The average
Agreed?
price of a home in Los Angeles now hovers around $1 million, far beyond the
That's
reach of most
crazy.
residents. Even those who manage to secure housing find themselves at risk. One unexpected medical bill, job loss, or natural disaster can lead to complete financial ruin. The tragic story of
Exactly.
April Galva, a 55-year-old woman who lived in a tent for a decade before finally securing housing, only to lose it all in a wildfire, exemplifies how
Yo,
fragile
let me
stability
pause it
has
right
become.
there. That is sad. She spent a year on the street. A year on the street saving up getting out of, and I had to be on the street, you know what I mean, back in when I was had my run. But and it was not fun. I was on the streets, like really on the streets for like a couple weeks. And even that seemed like months. So yo, for her to do a whole year on the street and struggle just for her to secure a house, just for her to lose it in a fire, and there's no insurance for that. And it's sad. Okay, this is just speculation and theory, but that fire was not an accident, and that's what breaks my heart. She went ahead and spent a whole year to get out of her situation just for y'all to take it from her. And not like you, the viewer, because yo, Tanto's family, I love y'all. Y'all are great. But I mean, the higher echelon, the elites, like that's messed up, man. Yo, let's get to it.
Los Angeles County has also seen a dramatic rise in chronic homelessness, with nearly
That's sad.
48,781 individuals experiencing long-term displacement by 2024. This number represents a sharp increase from just a few years prior, highlighting the persistent and deepening nature of the problem. Children are not spared from this crisis either.
Hey,
Nearly
let me pause it right
30,000
there. Yo, that looks like one of those little villages in Nigeria. Yo, if that doesn't show you that the US is becoming a third world country, then what is? What will? The US is not doing good, guys. This is not okay. This is not okay. That is crazy work. Look at that. Yo, all y'all Californians, right? Or however you say that. Yo, everybody from California. Come to Arizona. It's okay. Like we have housing out here. You know what I mean? Like, yo, there is homelessness out here too, and it's pretty bad out here too. But yo, you guys could find a good house for way better pricing out here in Arizona, and take care of your families. And y'all, yeah, I know the wages ain't $20 an hour like you guys have it, but yo, the wages are $15 an hour, and I make like 16.50, but because I'm in management starting out, but yeah, yeah, yo, come to Arizona, let's get to it.
children experience homelessness annually in Los Angeles, raising concerns about their future and the long-term impact of such instability on their well-being. The crisis is further exacerbated by the growing number of refugees and undocumented immigrants in the city. As of 2023, Los Angeles County's undocumented population reached an estimated 839,700, a
Yo,
dramatic
let me pause it
increase
right
from
there. That's a lot. And all those people are getting benefits. And what's crazy is they're taking food out of the mouths of people that are here in the US who actually need it. That's what I don't agree with. Like, and it's crazy because you know what? I'm actually very biased on that. And this is going to be another topic for another day because I think there's pros and cons to the situation. But let's get to it.
previous decades. Many of these individuals, caught in legal limbo, lack access to stable employment,
Pizza.
housing, and public services, making them especially vulnerable to homelessness. The convergence of this issue with rising crime, gang violence,
What
and
the heck?
overwhelmed public infrastructure has created a city on the brink of social and economic
The
collapse.
bricks.
As homelessness rises, so does the city's unease. Crime rates have surged, and the divide between the wealthy and the poor has never been more pronounced. Just a few blocks from Skid Row, celebrities and business moguls enjoy lavish lifestyles, seemingly oblivious to the growing humanitarian catastrophe around them. The
Yo,
stark
let me pause
contrast
it right
between
there, right? Okay, so this is kind of similar in Arizona, right? Because so by the University of Arizona, it's very, very nice. You have like this housing that has red carpet, and It looks fancy, and you know for a fact they're paying like $5,000 for like a two-bedroom, right? But then not even an alley right over it, you have people that are all on blues and all doing G and all strung out and robbing the Circle K right there across the street. And then right there, just one alley away, you have nice ass housing, student area, you have all this. And then so that's not wrong. And it's crazy, they don't even acknowledge. And what's sad is, okay, so with homelessness, right? If you're on the street, and I pray that you get off of the street, but if you're on the street, it is so hard to get back into society. And people, they'll pretend you don't exist. And it's crazy because I'll have a conversation with the homeless person. Like yesterday, there was a homeless lady, right? And she was crying sitting down on the stairs right by my job. And I just said, "Hey, you okay? Like, hey, I threw you a pizza in, like it's gonna be like 15 minutes, here's a water." And I took care of her, but she seemed like like she was looking at me like I was weird, like who's this person, like if I was the ghost, so like it's crazy, like people forget about them, and then they forget about themselves, and then when you have a normal conversation with them, they remember their person, and it just shocks them completely. But yeah, they don't even pretend they're there. It's not a care in the world. Let's get to it.
Opulence and extreme poverty raises urgent questions. Can Los Angeles reverse its trajectory, or is it doomed to become a modern ghost town where
Got
the
a
rich retreat
Maybach.
into fortified
Got a
enclaves
Maybach
while the
with some
poor are
white
left to
boys in
fend for
it.
themselves?
Let's
In a
get it.
city where the average home price hovers near $1 million, regaining a foothold once displaced is nearly impossible. Los Angeles stands at a precipice.
Damn, let me
The
pause it
city
right
that
there.
once
I haven't been in Los Angeles in a long time, but when I went to downtown LA, it wasn't bad. It actually looked pretty nice. But now I'm watching this from the video, and I don't think I'm ever gonna go back there. Let's get it.
symbolized boundless opportunity is now at risk of becoming a dystopian landscape where towering skyscrapers house the elite while an ever-growing population struggles in the shadows. The government faces an urgent decision: implement real, sustainable solutions or allow the crisis to spiral further out of control. Without bold action,
Does
Los
not
Angeles
check
may
out.
soon become a ghost town of lost dreams, where the wealthy thrive in isolation and the poor are left to fend for themselves on the unforgiving streets.
Correct?
Wildfires and floods, the destruction of LA's working class. The residents of Los Angeles, particularly the working poor, are facing a series of crises that seem to compound each other in devastating ways. These disasters, fueled by climate change, economic inequality, and a lack of governmental support, have not only displaced thousands of
Offer that
Angelenos, but
paper.
are also deepening the already existing housing and poverty crises in the city. The tragic consequences of wildfires, flooding, and unchecked landlord greed have left a significant mark on the lives of the city's most vulnerable communities. As the city grapples with these challenges, the working poor find themselves at the center of a crisis that is increasingly difficult to escape. In the wake of destructive wildfires that ravaged the Los Angeles area, more than 28,000 structures were destroyed and over 270,000 residents were displaced. Entire neighborhoods were obliterated, leaving families in dire need of shelter, food, and support. The financial toll of these fires is staggering, with damages estimated to reach $375 billion. For the working poor, these wildfires represent a catastrophic event that
Damn, that's crazy as hell. Just to think, right? And this is irrelevant. Elon Musk's net worth is $369 billion. That's crazy how that damages the equivalent of Elon Musk's money. That's a lot of damage if you think about it. That's a whole part of California gone, guys. And the divide is real. You got people that lost their full-on house and are on the streets. And you got celebrities that lost a house talking about, "Oh, pray for me, I lost my home." You know what I mean? Y'all need to get for real. Y'all need to help each other out in this community. Yo, celebrities, y'all have a lot of money. Y'all can all put your money together. Every single celebrity in California can put some money together and help everybody out of this. That's what's sad. But greed is real. There's real demons out there, guys. Let's get it.
exacerbates already severe hardships. Many lost their homes, their businesses, and for some, their livelihoods. Yet, the disaster does
Yeah.
not end with the wildfires. Los Angeles is now facing the threat of an unprecedented flooding crisis, one that is poised to have a similar impact
Yep.
on the housing market. With the floods comes the looming danger of even higher rents. As seen after the wildfires, landlords are seizing the opportunity to raise prices, exploiting the housing shortage created by the displacement. Some rent prices have surged by as much as
Damn, let me pause it right there.
124%.
And that's what's messed up because say you lost your house in that fire, right? They're still gonna expect you to pay rent next month. That's messed up. That's real greed right there. Let's get it.
With once affordable neighborhoods seeing prices escalate beyond the reach of the average Angelino. A one-bedroom apartment that once rented for $5,900 per month now commands $29,500, a drastic increase that leaves low-income renters with no choice but to leave the city or endure financial ruin. While the city has rent control laws in place, many landlords have ignored these regulations, banking on the desperation of those seeking a roof over their heads. For the working poor, this escalating rental crisis is yet another blow. The city's housing market is increasingly becoming a place where only the wealthy can afford to live. Rent hikes have not only placed individuals at risk of losing their homes, but have also pushed many residents into homelessness, already a dire issue in Los Angeles. Many of the displaced survivors from the wildfires find themselves scrambling to secure a place to live, only to face skyrocketing prices and unscrupulous landlords. Renters are often forced to offer 6 months of rent up front, or even more, to secure a unit, and even then, they find themselves outbid by wealthier individuals. The economic implications of these rising rent prices are compounded by the challenges faced by homeowners who are already struggling to secure insurance in the face of climate-related disasters. Insurance companies have pulled out of high-risk areas, leaving many homeowners without coverage when they need it most. Over
Exactly.
100,000 residents have lost their policies in recent years, and those who are lucky enough to still have coverage often find themselves unable to afford the astronomical premiums. This makes rebuilding homes after the wildfires or recovering from future flooding events even more difficult. As a result, the economic strain on working-class Angelinos becomes unbearable, with families sinking deeper into poverty as they struggle to stay afloat. These housing and insurance crises are not isolated incidents. They are part of a
Judy
broader
over
pattern of
there.
rising
Judy.
poverty in Los Angeles. With a population of nearly 10 million, Los Angeles faces one of the highest rates of income inequality in the country. Approximately 16.6% of the population lives below the poverty line, and the working poor are caught in a cycle of economic hardship. For many, rising rents and a lack of affordable housing options are insurmountable barriers to stability. The housing market in Los Angeles is increasingly becoming a battleground where only the wealthiest can emerge unscathed, while the working poor continue to suffer. As rents rise and the availability of affordable housing
And let me
dwindles,
pause it right there.
residents are
Yo, Ten Toes family. Sorry, I didn't mean to pause it like that and interrupt that gentleman. But yo, I'm gonna post his link right here or like the little tag. But yo, check out our 50 states. He has a bunch of good videos, right? And they're about crisis like this. You guys are very, very entertained. And yo, also thank you, Ten Toes family. Just wanted to appreciate y'all and take this time to, say thank you and thank you for your views and thank you for watching. It, like I said, it wouldn't be possible without you. But yo, like and subscribe. Help me get to the algorithm. Remember, we're gonna be doing giveaways at 3,000 subs, and we're not gonna be doing like little giveaways. We're gonna be doing money giveaways. We're gonna be doing artesian soap, clothing. We're gonna be doing giveaways. So yo, make sure to check it out. Yo, tell your friends and your family. Get us to 3,000 subs. And I remember and I recognize, who the first 100 subs are going to be. So, yo, if you are in that 100 sub family and you guys help me make this possible, then just know that we're going to be rocking with you. And we're going to be doing some family, 10 toes family type gifts. But yeah, let's get to it.
forced to choose between staying in the city and enduring financial ruin, or fleeing in search of more affordable life. While the situation in Los Angeles may seem bleak, there are still glimmers of hope. Advocacy groups, legal professionals, and community organizations are pushing back against predatory landlords and advocating for stricter enforcement of rent control laws. In addition, there is growing recognition of the need for affordable housing policies that prioritize the needs of the working poor. The hidden crisis in Los Angeles. The crisis of homelessness
Correct.
in Los Angeles is far more complex and widespread than many might imagine. Mona's story, which is deeply tragic yet all too common, illustrates a harsh reality. Even those with advanced education and professional experience are not immune to the devastating effects of homelessness. Mona, once a data scientist and researcher, had a stable life with a promising career, but in an instant, everything changed. Her house was destroyed in the Thomas Fire, one of California's largest wildfires, and she lost both her home and job overnight. While one might expect someone with a master's degree and a background in data science to easily bounce back from such hardships, Mona's experience highlights the often overlooked barriers faced by individuals trying to regain their footing after such a loss. Despite her qualifications, Mona struggles to find work. The fundamental problem is simple, yet profound. Without a home, how can one effectively search for a job?
And
How
yo,
can you
let me
attend an
pause it right
interview when
there,
you...
right, Tenso's family. And that's what's sad. Despite her qualifications, it's hard for her to find work. She probably put a lot of time in school and can't even get a job and now living out of her van. Yo, Tento's family, the homelessness crisis is real and it's rising fast. And it's not gonna get any better. Especially with everything that's going on with the trade wars, things are getting way more priced. It might seem like one week it's fine, but then next week the eggs are gonna be back to $12. Watch. It's not okay. Yo, if you guys want to check out the rest of the video, link is gonna be in the description. This is a well put together video. Now, we're gonna stop it right here. If you guys want to finish it, like I said, go to the link. But homelessness is something that's real and it's rising and it's becoming more normalized. Me, I have way too much going on in life for me to even think about that. I can't just, convince my kids that we're gonna go camping for a long time. You know what I mean? And that's what drives me. I cannot lose anything that I have, and that's what drives me. I'll always figure out how to make more money, and I hope you guys also have that drive. But yo, like and subscribe. Thank you, Ten Toes family. We're gonna be hitting a lot of videos this week, and I got a really, really busy week, guys. So yo, the content's gonna be from reactions to topics to some video gameplay, but we're gonna make sure that we're hitting it. We're gonna hit it hard. But yo, stay tuned and check out the TikTok. That page is growing exponentially. And also, yo, the analytics are also growing exponentially. So thank you, Tento's family. But yo, on to the next one and later.